This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway. Supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza, sliceonbroadway.com. And listeners like you, support this show at patreon.com/awesomecast.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.
I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said now. I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said.
It's time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studio in Pittsburgh, PA. Did I forget where I was for a moment? That's quite possible. But we are ready to get geeky. We got a hell of a show lined up for you and a very special guest. But first of all, going down the line, the co-host. First of all, represents Big Bank International Esquire. Wink. Our buddy Chilla from Studio D. His first episode of 2021. He did take a week off. Had some things to deal with, but I hope everything's going all right over there.
Yeah, everything's going well, and it's good to be back in the new year.
I ask him these questions as if we don't talk off air, because we don't, because he drops right in and say, "Let's go." So this is literally us catching up.
and then I turn into a pumpkin at like 8 o'clock. So
what? Oh yeah, you turn into a pumpkin at 8 o'clock. That's why this is the most prompt show that we do. But also with a social media extraordinaire and recent guest of the Ya Jagoff Podcast that we got to listen to this week, Dudders.
Hi. We didn't tell Chilla that I pulled a Chilla during that when we did the special edition social media podcast, and I forgot to unmute myself when I was the only guest. We had a moment. I was like, and I was like, oh, can't hear me.
I was like, you're the only one here. This is getting really awkward. How you doing, Katie?
Good. Doing well. Cold, but you know.
Yeah. It's one of those like, no, bring your hoodie every time you leave the house. Stop thinking you're okay. It's going to get colder.
The sun isn't as warm as it looks.
Yes. Exactly. And we have a very, very special guest. This is somebody that I first encountered back in probably around 2007 when she had a wonderful cable access show on PC TV. I happen to be in a rap group with an awkward name. It is the DaButtonPusha of Grind City.
Yes, sir. Hi, everybody.
So glad to have you on the show. You are a new media mogul yourself there on the other side of the city. We'll get into the details of that here later in the show. But how you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm trying to figure out how you work in this Google. Hey, you got to teach me this. Dude, I've been doing it a little different, and I like this. I like how you guys. Yeah. We're gonna talk later. But I am very excited to be here. I get to be my whole true geeky self today, so this is awesome. Because I'm an old rapper, so I'm used to having to try to be cool when I'm not really that cool. So
that's
this
right.
is awesome.
I apparently gave her a lot of grief because we came on. Our name was crap, and the song was about monkey poo. On cable access.
PCTV, man. So
we were very different.
Not to bring the race card in it, but these were the only white dudes on my show, and they're called crap, and they sing a song called "The Monkey Slings Poo."
Yes, we
so
did.
All the other rappers.
We did edit it. You did very well. But all the other rappers are looking at me like,
"Are you serious, guys? Like, what is this? It's called crap. It's exactly what And they did very well. Actually, they did very well, and they actually came back and videoed me because they liked the show so much, and did a little video on me. And you guys were actually the first people to shoot my very first music video. That had been done by someone else, and it was like this crystal clear quality. I was like, I have to learn this. So thank you for being an inspiration on making me become who I am because you've always had high quality stuff. So I gotta get everybody has glasses. All right, I feel so I feel like so unnerdy right now.
Well,
I'm hurt because I can't even see. That's the bad thing. I need glasses and I don't have any. And I'm feeling so sad right now. I'm sorry, my fellow techies. I don't have my glasses.
We need to just drop like a Snapchat filter on you right now, right?
I can't. I mean, I wouldn't be able to read the screen, let alone the keyboard or the time on a watch if I didn't have my glasses on.
Bro, I've been feeling my way through for so many years now.
We get you. Well, this will be the one you'll embrace it after this show, so you can get your geek cred, right? So.
All right, absolutely. I gotta get my geek cred up.
I want to talk more about what you're doing over there at Grind City. But in the meantime, we gotta do some business. Please, everybody, go check out everything at AwesomeCast.com. Email us at AwesomeCast@sorgatronmedia.com if you have any comments or if you're interested in any advertising opportunities that we have with the show or the great network with SorgatronMedia.com. Hit us up on Twitter at AwesomeCast. Our Facebook is where the most is happening. Facebook page is where this show goes live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, as well as over on the YouTube page. It goes live there, and the Sorgatron Media Twitch, all at the same time. So whatever is more convenient for you to watch the show. A lot of the chat room, including my mom in the chat room on Facebook, but also please follow the Facebook group for the Awesome Cast. We share a lot of stories throughout the week. Dave Potter, Amanda Narcissi of Bold Pittsburgh shared a few things that are in our rundown. Hopefully we can get to them here. And please subscribe to the show. Please rate the show. Look for the Awesome Cast. It's the one that sounds like this. And there's a couple of other out there. But we got the .com, so that's important. Thank you, Rob De La Creta. Also, thank you to our audio partners, our streaming partners, our friends at the 405media.com. They're still carrying the show after all these years. We haven't scared them away yet. And our new friends at postindustrial.com have also been sharing what we've been doing on the Awesome Cast and the geekiness. Thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/awesomecast. You guys are literally helping keep the lights on here in the studio. Our friends at the Coffee Club level, Matt Weller, John DeGore, John Carmen, and the newest Patreon that we introduced last week. That joined us on the show a couple weeks ago, Cynthia Klosky, and our friends at the Fan of the Show level, Michael Fedor, pghmuseums.org, our friend at the Professor Buzzkill podcast. Just listen to the latest episode. It's very timely. I'm not getting into why on this show. And Dave Potter. You could be among them and support this show if you like what we're doing here at patreon.com/awesomecast. So let's get into our awesome things of the week. And Katie, I'm going to go with you first so I can get a breath.
Right before the end of the year, we had Amanda Narcissi of Bold Pittsburgh on the show, on the Awesome Cast, and we did the show with her, and we were just kind of chit-chatting with her after the show, and through Bold Pittsburgh, she wanted to do something to help our local restaurants, because everybody's trying to keep their local restaurants around because we need them, we love them, and we want to do whatever we can to help them out. And she was working on something, and we were kind of going back and forth and pitching, ideas and stuff. And it came up with a hashtag #MyPGHTakeout, an easy, simple hashtag you use across social media. If you're grabbing whatever, Permanis Eaton Park, get fancier than that. You could send a picture, you post it on Instagram, like, check out my hashtag #MyPGHTakeout. And I was cool. The Trib covered it, interviewed Amanda and myself to ask us about how the hashtag started and inviting people to use it. And our friends over at Ya Jagoff, John and Rachel, invited me on, and I just gonna blank out on her name. There was someone else with me too. Amanda couldn't be on the show, so she sent somebody else. And we talked about the hashtag, and I also got to talk about like my whole cancer journey along the way too. But yeah, we've got this whole cool hashtag going now. So if you're looking for something to eat in the Pittsburgh area, check out hashtag #MyPGHTakeout. If you're getting takeout, post a picture so then you can send folks to your favorite restaurant, and we can all eat good food together.
That's good. That's good. I've definitely been like Chipotle or bust lately, other than our buddies at Slice. So I haven't been exploring as much as I probably should be. So. No, this is good. There's some good looking stuff on here. Yeah, I'm just looking at the Trib article itself. So
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, there's some good things. Like there's a lot of hidden gem restaurants. Depending on what part of town you're in, you might post something that no one else knows about, and you're like, oh wait, I got to go check them out. Our friends over Yins Love Barbecue, BBQ. I know they post stuff all the time that they're eating, and I want to go wherever they're going.
Yeah.
Whenever things are up and about.
I need to share some of the tacos from across the street. I know John also put on Ya Jagoff yesterday, I think, like best tacos in town. I'm like, yeah, across the street from the studio all the time. Like but over at Las Palmas here. But yeah, no, that's great. That's awesome. That was a nice surprise to hear that you guys were in there, and it was just like an off conversation you guys had out for this show too. That I love. That's getting so much looks. So.
Oh, and Amanda, sweetheart, is just let me know. It's Elise from Bergnosh. That was who, and she had, and she was one of Best of Pittsburgh's, I think, a food blog winner. And she said, Amanda also said that restaurants are using the hashtag too, so you can, everybody, will share it every which way.
Good. We got a good community here. They're paying attention, and I'm sure they have a lot of time on their hands too. So, Bergnosh, that was right.
Bergnosh.
So, Bergnosh, awesome. Chilla, what is your awesome thing of the week?
So my awesome thing of the week comes out of CES. It has been on Kickstarter and a couple other Indiegogo, but I don't know. I was surprised to hear from family members and others at Christmas time the number of people that wanted a Bluetooth speaker for their shower. I think my soon-to-be brother-in-law got one that like suction cupped to the wall. I know others that it was just it got like kind of like the almost Echo-looking type device, but it's waterproof. This comes from, I'm guessing it's pronounced Ampere, Ampere. It's a Bluetooth shower speaker, but it's powered by the flow of water. So you kind of put it in between the shower head, and it will provide up to 20 hours without a charge of audio playback over Bluetooth, which I thought is pretty impressive. I don't know how many people would spend 20 hours in their bathroom without running the shower to at least recharge it, so you'd probably never have to pull it off.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
A lot of reading getting done in there.
That's right.
But I just thought it was a pretty cool concept. And I mean, obviously, not having to plug something in, not having to worry about keeping something charged, not having to worry about water damage. Thought it was pretty cool. And then also on top of that, it's made from 100% recycled plastic recovered from the ocean. So you're also contributing to our environment by buying this device. But like I said, pretty cool concept. You want to listen to a podcast, whatever you want to have playing while you're in the shower. I may actually get this for.
I'm really curious about this. I'm really curious. I got a really old shower. I don't even know if I want to attempt this on what I have in my house. But
yeah. I mean, you could always go get an $8 replacement shower head and just shove this on the shove this behind it.
I'm more worried about the piping. So all that needs redone. I want to state that this is a hydro-powered smart speaker. Like,
there's no other electricity. It's not like you're running electrical. Don't try to run electrical through your shower.
Bad news. So if that
bad things are very likely to happen.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's hydro powered Bluetooth speaker.
Wow. That's awesome. Only $100, but actually that's the cost of a good Amazon Echo speaker too. So that's better than, I don't know if you have. So I listen to a podcast when I take the shower, and when you want to skip the commercial or something or respond to your Google Home, it's like out there in this echoey shower room, and you yell and it can't hear you because of all the echo or it can't understand you. So it actually would solve a little bit of a problem there. So
this actually has like a forward, back, pause, power button. So
buttons on
you
it.
have some options of what else you're going to do with it too. I mean, if you're just playing a playlist and you want to skip songs or whatever.
Yeah, that seems easy enough. Wait, you're right there. The voice is going to be able to do that too and say next song. So, my awesome thing, I spent a little bit of time on this. I didn't spend a whole ton of time on it, but I loved seeing everybody else kind of kept me updated on this. Now, listen, I watched like a part of a football game the entire season. I don't watch football anymore. I just not a thing that I do anymore for reasons. But when somebody told me that Nickelodeon was carrying one of the playoff games this past Sunday, which was the Saints and the Bears, and it was carrying on Nickelodeon in true Nickelodeon style. If you didn't see, so they had a separate announce team. Then I believe it was being carried on CBS at the time. I think I actually have a note in here about that. But they kind of spruced the game up a little bit for it. And I'm trying to put this big because, you got your Nick NFL in the corner. But whenever they did the lines, the graphics were different. There was slime in all of the markers. And when you got a touchdown, there were slime cannons, 3D slime cannons in the end zone. They had other like kind of blocky 3D looks. They're like they're pretty much explaining the game as they go. If you're a kid and you're or just somebody that doesn't watch football and don't understand the rules, they had cardboard cutouts of Ninja Turtles and SpongeBob and Rugrats out there that they would shoot to. I believe the coach of the Saints got slimed after the show, like physically slimed after the show as well. They had somebody from, I don't know, some Nick show, some young actress on there, and they're basically explaining the game to her. And while I was tuned in, she was asking when do they go to the bathroom during the game. So, the important questions when you're trying to understand football for the first time, right? So, this is a great concept. I hope they do more. Our buddy Mad Mike from over at the Wrestling Mayhem show, we've been talking. I don't know if we brought this up on the show or afterwards last night, but he was saying that they need to give this, he was saying he was first thinking they need to do this for the Super Bowl, but of course they're not going to do that because there's enough with the Super Bowl. But they got to give this to something that doesn't matter, like the Pro Bowl, where they can really have fun and just really slime those guys. Because why not at this point, right? According to Richard Deitch on the Twitters, CBS says that St. Bears drew 30 million viewers on CBS, 2 million on Nickelodeon, which seems to exceed what probably the executives expected on Nickelodeon. I can't imagine much on Nickelodeon getting 2 million viewers like that. And all my cable math comes from WWE, so it's all I know about ratings because they talk about them every damn week on the wrestling news since the late 90s. So I know it's for the kids, but man, it kind of rejuvenated some interest in. At least I tuned in for 20 minutes, to this game to hear them talk about where they pee. So, did you guys catch any clips? This is all over Twitter on Sunday too. Did you see any clips or anything or responses to it?
I personally did not, but I'm interested to know how many people, if in our household, if Christopher turns on the TV, it's pretty much, that's the first channel he goes to. So I'd be interested in knowing, was it, how did they calculate the number? I'm totally believing that I would even hazard to guess that number was probably constant viewership too. It wasn't like someone turned it on and then just flipped the channel.
Yeah, that's there's a whole math between quarter hours and things like that. Again, I know because of WWE. But that's the number that's your average number, I think, for the entire game, if I understand correctly. So, but no, I think it's pretty cool. So, all right. Well, we got the button pusher here. And we're gonna so you're doing a lot of stuff over there. Tell us a little bit about Grind City and what you're putting together over there.
So Grind City is the oh wow. Grind City is like the morph of my first company, JPB. So JPB was this huge dream I had that we needed this independent media for independent artists, right? Because I felt that especially local artists in any city weren't getting any coverage. You go to the shows, you didn't hear anything else after the show. You barely heard something before the show. There was no news person, nobody with a mic and a mic flag out there. So I began that journey many years ago. And I really just ran it out of my basement and did things on PCTV for like 17 and a half years.
Which is our local cable access for those not familiar with it.
Yeah, local cable access, public access channel. And Grind City is the brick and mortar of that. So here I have my own music production studio, my own photography studio, and my own TV studio, so that I can help others create every part of what's needed to put together a television production and then stream it to our own Roku channel. So that's kind of what I have going on over here.
That's awesome. So, you moved from that. So, and I've been seeing you've been sorting things out over the last several years. How did you land on Roku, and what is that process like? I've been poking at Roku for years for some of the productions that I do around here, especially the pro wrestling stuff. Like how was that kind of on board to kind of create a Roku station like that?
Well, I had been doing a little bit of research of what I can do next, right? Because the public access channels are saturated in this city and other cities. And when I was first part of PCTV, I was able to kind of syndicate my shows to different cities and things and we really blew up. But what occurred as time went on, it's very hard to keep trying to push your show to these different cities with all these different times, and they have different rules and they want you to do this. And so I was like, where else could I go? I had JPB TV, the network, which was internet TV. And it was still like, I have to do something bigger to expand my reach. And so start poking around what company does what. As far as getting you set up with Roku, I try to build my own Roku channel. I'm not that geeky. Guess I don't have those glasses yet. So,
we'll get them. Yeah,
I'm gonna get them. But I found a company that helps you build the platform, and not only allows you to build that platform for Roku, but when you're ready and you have the finances, you can take that same channel and put it on Amazon, put it on Apple TV, put it on Samsung, all of the places now where people are watching television. So I decided to go with this company. It's called TV Startup. At first, they drove me crazy because when you're used to controlling your own stuff and people don't get back to you in a timely fashion, you're like, what are you doing with my money? What are you doing? I know I can do it if you just show me how to do it, right?
Yeah, just give me the instructions and we go, right? So
that's all I need.
I'm very familiar.
Click, and I'll figure it out. But what I found was it's very cool to be able to. One thing that I always wanted to be able to do was schedule, and I was unable to do that with mobily. When I had JPB TV, the network, I was able to do it if you watched on a computer, but not on a mobile device. So I was very excited to be able to combine this one channel to my website, to my mobile app, and to Roku. And soon it'll be on these other places. And it'll be one place that I program, one place that I schedule, one place that I upload, and boom, and it goes out. But Roku is one of the highest as far as people being involved with streaming TV. Roku is actually the leader. A lot of people think it's Amazon. It's really not. It is Roku. And they are good as far as building more bridges internationally. They're starting to expand their base. And then the other aspect is TVs are coming with Roku now. It's built inside the TV. So when I began to look at where I was going to put my channel first, a lot of people were like, why do you put it on Fire Stick? Because that's an extra device that someone has to buy. And sometimes they may not be in a position to do that. But these TVs now, as soon as you buy, they're coming with Roku. So we're already in your TV. All you have to do is type our name and add us. I wanted to do a channel that was free. I wanted to do a channel that was free for the producers. And, you know, just find other ways to generate revenue. I think we work very hard on creating our content, right? So why charge somebody for something that they're already spending their time and their money, and this stuff costs money to do. So I wanted to put the best indie content from all over the place, and I'm still building this. We're up to about 16, 17 producers now, from different states. I got 2 from Pittsburgh, 2 from PA, and 2 more that are producing shows at my production house. Other than that, we're talking Houston, Jersey, we're talking Georgia, we're talking Maryland. Well, I mean, just all over the place where these people are submitting content. And now we're getting to the point where people are submitting us exclusive content where it'll drop on our channel first, play there, and then they'll put it on their website. Soon I'll be offering a way for them to stream live. That will be something that I have to pay for naturally, but if you want it to go live to the channel, when I stream live to the channel. So I just wanted to offer people like myself who may not have all of the things that we have to create. Like, Sorg, you have a whole studio, I have a whole studio. Everybody doesn't have that, right?
Yeah.
So, but they are creating, and they're creating good stuff. So I wanted to find a way to continue to work with independent media, but say, hey, I don't have to do it all. These people are out here doing great stuff. Let's find a nucleus. Let's build an umbrella. Because the more people that says Grind City, the farther it's going. It's easier than me just saying it. I'm a little short, fat person. It doesn't go very far. My lungs only put so much out. So now we have all these people with the logo on their show and pushing it on their social media. So it's starting to expand, and we're the root to that tree. So I'm very excited about it. Very, very excited about it.
Absolutely. I think it's really important. You know, you and I both kind of got up to this because we spent so many years in our own basement figuring this out. So, and the more that you're able to help people kind of get going, kind of with a little more behind them, so they can get straight to making the content instead of spending 10 years in your basement, like I did. You know, like that means more good stuff is going to come out.
Absolutely. And that's what I want them to do. Continue to focus on your content. I've had shows that when they first came to the network, they were, I still gave them a chance. And you look at these shows now, and our channel hasn't even turned a year yet. It turns a year in March. So we're up to 2,800 subscribers on Roku right now. And our goal was 10,000 within the first 3.5 years, because then we can really broadcast and promote on Roku itself. So our goal is to get those 10,000 subscribers, but to see them take it seriously and put pride in, and you see their shows improving and commercials, and people are paying to advertise on their show, generate finance, generate it in your show. Why not? I'm not taxing you. You know what I'm saying? Get it in there, because the more people who are promoting on your show, the more people who are watching your show, the more people are saying Grind City TV Network. And we can get that name synonymous with independent content creation and exposure, then we are building something major here. And I'm just thrilled to be the little short fat person that's going, hey, I did that, yay! And I'm getting glasses this month. I ain't lying. I'm getting them.
Oh, love it. I've been watching, I feel like we don't get to, as content creators, we don't get to consume each other's content too often, but I've always had the in my feed, like, okay, what's up? Oh, there's some new stuff coming. Okay, there's some news. I get the emails, everything going on over there. And of course we contribute our thing through indiewrestling.us. We've been showcasing a lot of local.
On the network. Get your popcorn and come watch indie wrestling, man. Wednesday night, 11 p.m. Quit playing. They come on Wednesday night. It's the new show. Friday night's a repeat, and Monday's a repeat, because we love indie wrestling. We're not playing over there.
I might slip some of the wildest stuff I can think of in there. So wait till you get to these Beastman matches I've been working on today. But no, I think it's a great thing, and seeing that I've been seeing the pictures of the studio and everything like that, and I'm just and I had that thought. I was like, she's making her own cable access. She's making her own thing over here. Like, but more than
Amazing. Today, Monica was like the premier production person at PCTV for many, many years. When I was there, I learned so much from. Today, she came to Grind City. She had never been there before. Today she came, and she's not even in TV anymore. And she came to Grind City, and the tears in her eyes, the pride for her to say, so many people have come through PCTV, and they play. They don't take it for serious, right? And she said, you did it. You actually went and did it. And I kind of was like, yeah, I kind of did do it. Yeah, because when you're doing stuff, sometimes you don't sit back and go, hey, good job. We're constantly building. We're constantly going. And I know my hill is steep. I'm trying to compete with ABC's on Roku, HBO's on Roku. So these are huge networks with money. And I'm this little fish. So for someone to come in and say, you know what, I see you. I was kind of like, yeah, I did. But I learned so much from public access television, and the passion it takes to build something like this is that 17 years in my basement, I kind of deserve this. So I thought that when I came to your studio, I was like, yo, this is amazing. You got to come over here, man.
We try. I wish I could have people over here still. So,
right?
But yeah, we're just waiting, keeping the couch warm for everybody for when we're allowed to do that. But no, I'd love to visit. I actually do want to check out what you're doing over there. So you did visit. We did a show for a little bit called Rap Gamers. I think that was the show, right?
Cool, bro. I'm not a gamer. So this guy, the interview guy, he puts me on this game. I don't know what I'm doing. I told you I'm a semi-nerd, geek, kind of, sort of, on the stuff that I know how to do, right? So he's kicking my anal, man. He's beating me down in this game. And they're like, well, what you do for a living? Really, bro? I'm trying to figure out how the joystick work. Do you want to interview me right now, bro? It was horrible.
It was fun.
Had a great time.
It was fun to watch. It was great. But no, some great stuff. Again, where can people check out Grind City and what's going on over there?
Real easy. If you do have a Roku TV or device, just simply type in Grind City TV Network, and you'll see us. We'll pop right up. We have the on-demand lists. There are quite a few on-demand lists of NT content creation that is there. We also have our affiliates that are there, but we do have programming. So if you click the white box, it'll take you to what is playing in rotation, and it's not a standstill channel. It is constantly playing 24 hours, 7 days a week. I'm constantly programming this. If you don't, by chance, have a Roku TV or device, you can simply go to grindcity.biz. The exact same thing that's playing on the channel is playing on the website. And you can also download our mobile app on Google Play, Grind City TV. Yep. And if you have an iPhone, I don't want to hear it, you iPhone people. Just go to your browser, right? Apple wants money. I'm getting there. Go to your browser and type in grindcity.biz and check us out.
There you go. It all works across the board. Go check it out. Some good content. And Buttons, hang out here. We got a lot of stories, and I'd love to get your input or geek out with us for a little bit longer. All right?
No problem.
Again, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Slice on Broadway. They've been supporting Pittsburgh podcasting for the perfect pepperoni pizza for most of our awesome cast existence. That's almost 10 years that they've been hanging out with us. That's really awesome. And we look, again, when we can get people in the studio, listen, every Tuesday night was basically a pizza party when we came over here, okay? So I can't wait for the Tuesday pizza party to come back. And but thank you to our friends, 3 locations, Beachview, Carnegie, and the East End. And go check them out. And use that hashtag. What was that hashtag again, Katie?
Hashtag my PGH takeout.
There you go. If you get some slice, make sure you get them on that hashtag too. So they got some really good stuff down there. So see, working it in. That's there you go. All right, let's touch on some of the news from this week. Oh, where do we want to hit up first? Katie, you got some social media news for us.
Okay, so there's a couple things going on in social media world that I thought was interesting. Number one is Yelp now includes health and safety measures like as a community feedback feature. Especially this was something I think they started dabbling in it back in April when things started opening back up again. But now it's all in on the app, and you can leave feedback for their COVID safety protocols. And then businesses can mention new services they offer, including like heated outdoor seating, one-on-one sessions, disposable or contentless menu. So it works both ways. If you want to leave feedback or where you're at, if you felt that you felt safe with their protocols, you can do it that way, or businesses can let you know what they've changed or what they're offering so that you feel safe there.
Mm-hmm. This is a big thing.
Super cool.
I've seen there's been a few Twitter conversations just this week of people saying, "Hey, I really want to support places, but I'm not going back to X because this and this, and I don't feel comfortable." Those kinds of things. So, no, I think that's good going into it because that's you're kind of worried going in after you see a couple places not taking things seriously. So, yeah.
And I think there wasn't. I mean, you could leave a Google review, but it doesn't necessarily something you're going to look at every time. You're not going to pull up your Google reviews necessarily all the time. You're going to have your Yelp app if you're looking for food or places to go. Yeah.
You're not going to dig into the reviews, right? So, versus, this is, if you're not on the video version of this, it's a very visual, with some icons and things like in that review process. So it should come up. It actually reminds me of when we were talking about the security settings in the apps on the iPhone App Store now that you can see. Like they're not at the top, but if you scroll down, they're right there and right out there for you to see. So I think it's a good step forward. Let's stay on the social media for the second. TikTok has some stuff going on, right?
Oh, I thought this was cool. Something a TikTok user pointed this out that it's a huge. Everybody's like, this is a huge hack. That it's Lee Bees is the name of the person, and they posted this video, got 200,000 views on TikTok, and what they mention is asking your local restaurant if they have like takeout sauce, if they have takeout dressing, if they have takeout salads, like the full, like a big container of it. And they mentioned that they got a $5 container of peanut sauce, which came from their local restaurant, and then got a salad, made a massive salad, and they used the peanut dressing over several days. So you were kind of, the restaurant gets the money from you buying the dressing, and then you're saving money by having this giant thing of dressing, which is also super cool. And I looked and I forgot that Eaton Park, one of our favorite places, does this. If you go down into the app and you go under thing, I think it's called the it's at the very, very, of course it's going to take a sec, groceries and merchandise under Eaton Park app, you can get a quart of ranch. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Eaton Park Ranch, and you can get a quart of ranch for $8 or a pint of ranch for $5. You can get a quart of mashed potatoes from Eaton Park. So ask your local restaurant that you frequent often if they offer these things where you can get quarts of their dressings. So it's like being there, and you get to support your restaurant.
Oh, this is brilliant. I love this because I will tell you, we keep switching the ranch at the house, because I cannot find a ranch that is good as like some of the different places we go out or order from. So I am totally doing this, especially for ranch dressing. This is top of my shopping list.
So really Eaton Park Ranch? Like are they making their own ranch or something?
Eaton Park Ranch, and there's another one. There's another place that I order wings from.
Yeah. That
I love their ranch dressing. But like you can never find, I'm sure it's made with some kind of mix and it's in a large vat.
It's something from what was that, GFC or something, the commercial grocer that you can get stuff from. But
I'm guessing theirs is like the way this tastes. It reminds me of like old school the Hidden Valley Ranch powder. But I love it and I can't reproduce it.
Oh,
so
man.
now this is a really good. I'm totally doing this, and I really like Eaton Park's Italian dressing more than their ranch. So
Yeah, just get a quart of it and then post your hashtag myPGH takeout of a quart of salad dressing.
This is my dinner.
And then tag TikTok user Leebies over here, spelling linked in the show notes. So, Buds, you got anything you want to take out? By the quart.
You know I eat a lot of vegetarian hoagies, and Angelo's over there in Bloomfield.
Mm-hmm.
The sauce that they make for their hoagies, it's this white, I don't know, this white creamy. I just need like a case of it. I need a case of it. So I'm gonna ask them if they do it, because they actually started selling it, but it's this little tiny little thing. And for my other sandwiches, this their sandwich, I need it for my sandwich too.
Mm-hmm.
So I need like a case of that. Yes.
There you go. Now that we're all hungry, I'm glad we put that right next to the food ad, because you know who probably definitely does it? Our friends at Slice on Broadway. While we're thinking of it, let's pop up. I got a couple video game notes over here. One, I didn't get to dig into this yet, so no hands on. Hopefully, I can come back after that is, because this seems to happen like once or twice a year that somebody sneaks a video game emulator into another app on the iOS store, which means it's probably not going to be around for long. But somebody put a Game Boy emulator into an app store, into an app disguised as a messaging app. Now, the app itself, and let's see, it's listed on the, let me bring it up. It's just called, sorry, it's not loading right over here. What is it doing? Oh, I think it's already been taken down. So,
Oops.
oh, and unfortunately, this article was actually a how-to. It was just under, the app was actually called GBA EMU. And it was labeled on the App Store as an app for GBA player community. So, again, a messaging app, quote unquote, for fans of the Game Boy Advance or the Game Boy, video game system. And then it just happened to play the ROMs if you were to onload them. So, but no, it looks like it's already gone according to this. This article was from Monday, and the App Store, which should just pop up even on my Mac over here, does not seem to be. Looks like it's not available. So I think they got onto that pretty quick. So, and the other video game news, we're talking about like Roku being installed on TVs earlier, Buttons. How about your video games? Stadia and NVIDIA. We've been talking about, of course, I've been talking about for months and playing with the streaming options that you can play your high-end video games off of. They're actually going to be putting the Stadia and GeForce Now apps natively on LG TVs in 2021. And, that's that kind of effect. Like, hey, how many people have Rokus now? Like almost everybody that bought a TV in the last 2 years, right? So now it's going to be, hey, do you want to play that top video game that just came out for $60? You don't have to buy a $500 console. Here it is, and it's going to look better and no patches. So, of course, this is part of CES. This is the fun part, isn't it, Chilla? That we're going to get all these TV show-offs, but nobody's there to tell us what the TV actually looks like. So we get to see 4K TVs demos on our phones.
And that's very true. And I've seen where like some people are getting those devices shipped home for review. I think Justine, I don't know if it was a joke or not, but she was talking about the Surface Hub 85-inch device.
Jeez.
The one thing that I was happy to hear too from LG, I wish they would have gone back a little further, but from what I read I don't know if it was the Verge article that you have there, but I read that they are going to backport. So TVs that were released in 2020 should also pick this up. They probably won't get it first.
Oh, good.
But the 2020 line will get the Stadia and GeForce as well.
I feel like I'm on the verge of I'm going to end up with a TV. Like I'm just like, there's those little things with my Vizio that I'm like, this thing's going to go soon. right? Like it's not looking bad or anything, but just
you're hoping.
Yeah.
You need a reason.
as if I need to buy a new TV right now, right? So you know what's going to happen is the Vizio is going to go, which is a 42-inch TV I can carry under my arm because it's so light. I'm going to have to take home this plasma that I bought when we started the studio here, that if this falls off this post, it's going to kill somebody because it's a team lift, guys. It's a plasma, and probably a big contributor to my electric bill. So, like, that's what I'm going to end up with. But the picture is the sharpest of any television I have. It's ridiculous. But no, yeah, it's going to be, it's going to be, everybody's going to have access to everything just from the TV they buy, and unfortunately, that also means it's all going to be, tuned out and need updated in about 3 years. So, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. Any other gadgets here of interest before we get to the tips? Katie, Chilla.
Oh, we can talk what Cadillac's doing at CES.
What's Cadillac doing?
Oh man, they've got a
Speaking of things we can't afford.
I know. They have a self-driving, and I think someone referred to it as a toaster.
What the hell?
It really looks like a toaster.
It does.
It's a pod concept vehicle. It's a driverless. It's supposed to drive you, and it's got aromatherapy. It checks on it reads your vital signs via biometric sensors in the seat to adjust heat, humidity, aromatherapy, and lighting. There is also a way there's an interior camera that will take photos so that everybody will be in the picture when they take it. And if that's not cool enough, we got a drone. We can fly around in our Cadillac drone. Electric drone.
You'd be sleeping in a car. It has to drive you.
Yeah, seriously. This is the realization of the Will Smith iRobot car, right? Hopefully, without what happens next. But
yeah, so when you're flying to your fancy event, you just want to land on the roof of the building and make your entrance. You can have your Cadillac drone drop you off.
These are concepts. These are I don't even know if there's a physical make of this. They said it's a virtual event. These all look like they're probably artist renderings, CG renderings of things. Doesn't even look real with him standing beside it. Also GM rebranded. Did you see that? Like they changed the logo. Like it's been. I feel like
it's supposed to look like a plug.
Yeah. Because we all got to plug in our cars soon. Okay, I got you.
Right. Yeah. Like they're trying to be like eco-friendly and promote that. So yeah, it's supposed to. The new GM logo is supposed to be.
Listen.
Representative of a EV plug.
Listen, in the before times, I used to spend every spring around all these Ford and General Motors peoples, and if we have the events this year, I have so many questions for them. I have so many questions with things. I want to go to the gym like, so a toaster, huh? That's fun. Tell me about the toaster. So. And disclaimer: GM does GM and Intel actually are the main sponsors of the Auto Drive Challenge that I'm involved with on the media side. So yeah, so love you guys. No, I seriously I have legitimate tech enthusiast questions for them, but and they're usually pretty great over there. So let's see. Yeah, they usually throw some odd concepts out there. We mentioned, I guess we mentioned in passing, BMW was using video blogs for all of their AI stuff, including old friend of the Pittsburgh area PodCamp, iJustine was a part of that too, where she's talking to a car through her computer, awkwardly it seems. So that was kind of a fun friend of the show that popped up over there. We're running a little short on Chilla's pumpkin time, so I want to skip to a couple of tips that we have over here. So this was a cool thing that I found. So I've always, ever since I got the Apple Watch, I know there's some things that'll, like, you can hit record, and I've always been waiting for that killer app for my watch to feel like it was part of my media workflow, I guess. And this is one, I guess this is a feature that just rolled out with a recent update. But according to this article over on The Verge, this person learned that you can use your Apple Watch as a viewfinder for vlogging. So the idea is if you don't have the picture, typically if you want to take video with your iPhone, probably with any phone, you probably want to use the back camera, right? Because it's going to be the better of the two cameras, probably across the board. But then you can't see the framing, you can't see what's going on there. You can do other methods like connect it to a computer, like how I kind of show apps over here. But there is actually a function for you to show your video viewfinder and picture viewfinder on your Apple Watch. So the fun thing is, well, for me, I kind of figured out if you kind of hold with your Apple Watch and the phone right next to it, you can see the viewfinder and mostly be looking at the same thing, and you're pretty good there. But ideally, as they're showing in the picture, take your watch off, wrap it around your phone, and now you got a self-cam, just like you would if you're on a selfie cam, viewfinder going on there. So how do you do that? You go to your camera remote app, and then on your watch itself, open it on the phone, and when you switch the video mode and set it up and record, and again, the record button is going to be on the viewfinder itself and everything, and it works pretty seamless. Now, when I tried this, I would say you use it as a potential like kind of a guide. I'm using a Apple Watch Series 3, maybe because it's an older one. This is why I'm having issues. It was very delayed. But again, I think the biggest thing is you want to make sure that framing is correct, right? So if you have it there on your tripod or you're holding it or something, you're not going to move a whole lot, and you'll have a good general idea at it. Again, if you have like what are we up to, Series 6 or something, if you have one of those, it may be a little more smooth because it's doing probably video over Bluetooth, right? And that could get a little fishy, Chilla. You're probably on Bluetooth.
I'll be honest with you. So, and I'm trying to think. Maybe it may use Wi-Fi if your phone, depending on how you have your watch set up, because your watch can join Wi-Fi now.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Series 3 could. I will tell you that we used this repetitively over the Christmas holiday.
Really?
Because, and Thanksgiving, because typically when we're making dinner or we're doing something and we take family pictures of the three of us, usually there's someone else in the house
mm-hmm.
to take the picture for us. And we always take a picture with our turkey, like the turkey in front of us, and all three of us standing there, and there was no one to take that picture. And it was Christopher that actually said, how are we going to get our picture taken for dinner? And and Carla's the one that said, oh, we'll just set it up with a tripod. And I'm like, but how am I going to frame it? It's going to look horrible. And I'm like, ooh, the watch. And I'll tell you, we ended up using the watch trick. I told my dad about it. He used the watch trick for family photos. No, it's become like the norm. There you go.
There you go. You can see that on the camera if you're on the video version. I actually just did it real quick while you were talking. And actually, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
It's pretty quick. And then we used the timer feature too, because if you're taking a photo, it'll use the timer.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's like a 3-second delay, and the flash will flash, and then it'll take the picture.
And you do have the record button, and you have I think that is oh no, there's a little 3-button thing. What does that do? Ooh, from here, you have a menu to switch which camera you're using.
Mm-hmm.
And turn on the flash, like all the stuff that would be basically at the top of your screen. So that's pretty cool. That's a nice little hack if you happen to have all these things. So, and I think this does roll back. I don't know if it probably doesn't roll back before the Series 3. So, so that's a little media tip if you have an iPhone, if you have an Apple Watch. And I keep seeing, if anybody interested in an Apple Watch, the 3s keep going down in price from what I've been seeing. And I imagine it works probably with, I don't know, would it work with the iPad? I'm not sure.
There's no watch
app, so it doesn't connect in the same way. That's right. So that's have fun with that. So, Buttons, thank you so much for joining us. Is that a tip you can pass along to anybody over there at Grind City?
Oh, yeah. My brother's an Apple King.
There you go.
He's the Apple King, and he's also a Raven fan. So, we're constantly fighting. I told him to take that roadkill hat off. He don't want to listen to me. And now that the Steelers got brutally beaten, I have no legs to stand on at all. So I'll just give him tips now. Something he doesn't know.
Hey, it's the same colors as Roku. Just have him put a different logo over the hat, and he's all set, right? So
nah.
Work it to your favor. But thank you so much again. Grind City on your Grind City TV on your Roku, on your Android, and of course grindcity.biz on the web. Go check it out, and we might have a show there on Wednesdays at 11 o'clock as well. But thank you so much. Glad you could join us. You've earned your glasses. You earned your specs today.
Word.
We'll have to have you back here. KD Dudders, you are, again, everywhere. Podcasting, newspapers, and your own Instagram. Jeez. I don't know. She seems more media mogul than both of us, Buttons. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm trying to be like you when I grow up.
They keep randomly showing up places.
Oh, she's taking some downtime. Oh, she's like everywhere this week. How about that?
Right?
It's like you have as if you had a book launch or something happening. So, Katie,
no one will pay attention to me.
Katie, where can people find you when you're not in the newspapers?
Kate Marie PGH on Instagram. I think KT Dudas on Facebook and K Dudders on Twitter. I'm here and there on there, but
there you go. There you go.
Doing things.
I keep tagging you on TikTok, but you don't show up. So I hope that's you.
I don't remember. I have to look and see what my my handle is on TikTok because I'm a consumer and not a creator on there.
I made I found a K Dudders, so I just presumed. I'm like, who else would pick this name? So, at Chilla. Yeah, at Chilla on the Twitters. Hit him up about and let him know how his showers are going.
I'm trying to remember what and I haven't created anything. Chilla 579 on the TikTok.
Yes, of course. I think I might have tagged you a couple times, but I wasn't sure. I'm like, no, they don't even have pictures. They're not paying attention. I'm not worried about it.
I'm watching. I'm just not.
I'm like, if I tag them, they'll come do stuff or comment or something, right? So, thank you guys so much. It has been a blast. We will be back next week. And then again, Amanda Narcissi of Bold Pittsburgh will actually be on next week to talk about what's going on there and how that hashtag's going, because, man, it's gaining some steam this week. So, again, go check out the Ya Jagoff podcast that Katie was on. That's on your podcast feeds as well. Not this podcast feed, but somewhere else on the internet. So go do that too. We got a lot for you to check out. And if you're interested, we have a new project called Just Pro Wrestling News, prowrestlingnews.com, and it's on all your podcast stuff too. Pro Wrestling News in under 5 minutes a day. If you're curious what's happening and just don't, if all you have for pro wrestling is 5 minutes, go check it out. Thank you, everybody. You have been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.